Let's talk the 5 essential products every oily skin bonita needs to keep this makeup nice, matte, and oil-free. Bonitas, muchas gracias for tuning into this video. If you enjoy watching this channel and you are new, I welcome you to subscribe to my channel because I don't want you to miss any of the fun here that we have. And also don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up because that lets me know to continue doing these type of videos para ustedes. So go ahead and do those things and let's get into these 5 must-have oily skin friendly products that you need, bonita. First product, and one of the most important products, actually the most important product, and that is sunscreen. I always rave about this, but this is one of those products that I had to include in this video, and that is the Murad Super Active Moisturizer SPF 50 Mattifying Oil Plus Pore Control. A lot of sunscreens that come out are very luminous, glowy, skin-like. Some have a white cast. A lot of things that just don't work well or easily for somebody with oily skin, but this one right here works incredible with oily skin. It really does a gorgeous job of keeping the face nice and oil-free. It also blends very easily and seamlessly into the skin, so you're not going to have any type of pilling or any type of cast on the skin. It also layers really well with the products that you put on top, whether that's you're wearing makeup or a little bit of a skin tint. Like, this layers well with makeup. It's a great base slash primer that could also be used, but it's also perfect by itself. If you have very oily skin, this does a great job of kind of controlling that shine. It also is pore control, which is nice because, again, like I said earlier, this is something that you could use as a primer almost before going in with makeup, and this really just gets the job done so beautifully. So I highly recommend this product. Going off with this, I do want to kind of bunch these in one section together, but the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Universal Balm is one of my go-tos. I love using this just in certain areas of my face where I tend to get the most oily. That tends to be the T-zone, and you bonitas can let me know where you get the most oily, but I find that for a lot of people it's generally the T-zone. So this is a great way for you to really absorb any of that extra shine that may be laying on the face. And again, it works very well with the Murad sunscreen, so you're not going to have any issues of the things pilling together or working against each other. No, they do really well together. What I would recommend, though, this is an extra tip, is let things kind of sink into your skin for a couple minutes, maybe 2 to 3 minutes before moving on to this step, just so that you give this enough time to really get into the skin. And then once you've done that, you can go ahead and start taking this product. I find the best way to do this is just warming up the product with your fingers. Just that warmth really helps activate the product and helps it lay really nicely on the skin, and then going in and tapping it onto those areas where you feel like you need that nice oil-free look. And it does a great job, again, because this is such a lightweight product, to layer really well with everything else that you're applying on top. But this is just fantastic. Okay, now moving on to foundation. I've been getting a lot of questions about what is your go-to matte foundation, what is the foundation that you recommend, and I have to say the foundation that I feel like is truly great for oily skin and also is lightweight, it's not super heavy on the skin but gives amazing coverage, that came out this year, is the Rare Beauty foundation. So this is the foundation. I have this in the shade 18. This foundation is the perfect moussey whipped consistency, and I find that another really great tip for people with oily skin that want to wear makeup and have it wear nice and matte is making sure you go in light, thin layers and applying products that really layer on well. Because if things don't layer on well, things are gonna look cakey, things are gonna separate, it's not going to be a good look. But going in with products that truly do layer well make the biggest of a difference. I find that the Rare Beauty foundation does a gorgeous job of layering well with everything else that you put on top and the things that are laying underneath. So this is always a plus. And I also like the fact that it has the lock and unlock little switch at the back. And also, one more thing to note is that this foundation, it covers everything it needs to cover, and it just gives such a beautiful finish. You can see, I find that for anybody looking for a good, reasonably priced foundation at Sephora, it's Rare Beauty. I think it's coming in at $36, but it's like right in between that drugstore price and also the high-end price. This is the most affordable high-end product you can find, well, foundation you can find at Sephora right now. But we love that for Rare Beauty, and they have so many different shades. I just find that this layers beautifully, beautifully, beautifully with all different types of products, and that's what you need when you are working with a oily skin type of situation is having products that layer on well, having a product that looks nice and matte, but not overly matte, because you are going to go in with more layers after you apply this. You just want something that will sit well on the skin. You also do want to give this a couple minutes to kind of become one with the skin. You don't want to start going in with a bunch of products after. Just let it sink in, let it warm up with the face, and it's going to give such a gorgeous look. Foundation matters, and I would say this is what I would recommend for a really good foundation for my oily skin bonitas. It is the splurge, but it is worth it. Okay, next up, you have to have a good pressed powder. This pressed powder right here by Emco Beauty, ooh, this is the one. This is the one. And yes, this is a dupe alternative for the high-end one that we all know and we all love, but this is so much cheaper. It is $10.99. Now, I will say, that's not to say that I don't love my high-end products, because I do have quite a bit of high-end products. The last 3 were high-end, but this is such a good powder, and I love to use this to really set everything in place. It layers on beautifully with the Rare Beauty foundation. I did pick this up in the shade medium, no, 2 natural medium, and I like to use a little powder puff with it to press it onto the skin so it really locks in any of that oil that may want to come through, and it does the job, and it leaves the skin looking so beautiful, like truly such a flawless finish. Just like its name, Miracle Flawless, it really is a flawless type of finish to the skin. So never forget your pressed powder, okay? The pressed powder is something that you should always have ready to go, especially as one of your last steps in your makeup routine. I would say this would be second to last. We're gonna mention the last one next up, but yeah, you always want to make sure that after you're done applying the foundation, if you are very oily skin and you want it to look flawless and as oil-free as possible through the days, it's gonna be best to go in with a nice pressed powder, and this one for $10.99 is just the way to go. Something else too, I find that if you want more flawless results, always go in with a puff over a brush, but if you want something a little bit more natural, like, you can go in with a fluffy brush kind of like this to kind of just dust it off in the areas where you need it. But again, if you have very oily skin, you want to make sure that you lock that stuff into place. Think of it as in you're layering products that are going to keep everything in place, because the oil is going to slowly start to break through all the layers that you've added. So you want to do thin layers, but several good effective layers, so that the oil just little by little starts to peek through, so that it's not like by 2 p.m. you're so oily because you didn't go in with all your proper steps or layering. That's how you should look at it. Okay, the last important step to the makeup application, and this is nothing new, but I had to add it, is going in with a really good setting spray. And for us oily skin people, we need something like this mattifying waterproof Until Dawn by One Size, because a lot of times if you're looking up a video like this, it's because you have very oily skin and you're trying to keep that makeup in place, not budging, matte todo el día, and this is really going to do that for you. The other alternative to this is the L'Oreal one, but this one literally says mattifying in its name. And Patrick is not going to steer us wrong when it comes to a good matte product. So this is what I would recommend for somebody that is looking for this makeup to stay on and in place and not budging. And the mist is so fine that this will not ruin your makeup whatsoever. It goes on so lightweight, and that's just gonna lock all those layers that you put on the skin all day long. I mean, Beyonce used this when it was raining so hard at one of her concerts. I mean, and her makeup looked flawless by the end of it. This stuff is not playing. It is going to lock everything in. So that's why I say invest in this. They also have travel size minis that you can try out first, and they also have a sunscreen one. So I think it has like 25 SPF, but you can take that on the go and retouch every couple hours. If you are somebody that wants to continuously retouch your setting spray and you have oily skin and you're looking for ways to protect from the sun, this brand One Size is the way to go. Okay, now for the final 2 products that I want to talk about are products that you would want to take with you, holy grails, perfect for on the go to retouch in case any oil starts to break through. So for a long time, I was a big fan of taking this, and I still am taking my powder with me on the go. But let's be real, before you go in with powder, you have to get rid of that powder. So my go-to's always been these Hello Kitty blotting sheets. They're super cute. I love Hello Kitty, but also they really do get the job done. So I like to take these to just go ahead and remove any of that oil And once we remove the oil, you can either leave it as is. The finish to that type of makeup look at that time tends to be more so of like a natural look. So if you still wanted to kind of look back to this glam, that's where you would go back and take your pressed powder and go in and tap it off where you need to kind of give you that more glammed up look, because this powder is going to give you a nice glammed up look. Now, that's one technique you can do. If you don't feel like carrying all those things, One Size just came out with this. This is their Oil Sucker Liquid Blotting Paper Spray. And this is so nice because it is a spray that you put onto all those oily areas and you see it literally soak up all that oil, get rid of all that oil immediately. Like, it is so cool to watch that, but it really does a great job of getting rid of that so that when you know, finish with this, you can go back to your usual activities. And this is also really great, and I've seen makeup artists use this for any bride, especially if you're there to retouch. Also, maybe if you're somebody that doesn't want to continuously packing on makeup product, but you still want to have that almost natural matte finish, that very natural face by the end of the day, this is great because you're not adding more product on, you're just getting rid of product with a spray. So it just really depends on what you're looking for. If you like that more natural type of matte finish by the end of the day, this is going to kind of keep you there. Very easy to retouch. Also, in case you're on the go this summer, you're attending a party, you're going to the amusement park, wherever it may be, this is the perfect carry-on product. They have the bigger size too, but I like to carry the small ones because these fit perfectly in my purse. But you just have different alternatives and ways to retouch, and I just find that a blotting product will never fail you if you do have oily skin. Those are pretty much my 5 products that I really recommend. I would just say like 5 products / categories, because I do have a little bit more than 5 products, but they're literally categorized in 5. And this is really what I'm consistently using when I really want that gorgeous matte makeup look as somebody with extreme oily skin. You know, if you watch my videos and my reviews, that I have very oily skin. So finding the right method and technique for me makes such a big difference. I will link some of my other matte makeup looks so you guys can check those out as well, because I've done a few recently, but this is really what works for me, and I just wanted to break it down even more for you so that you could see the products in action as I'm applying them, but also see me talking about them as I am raving about how great they are. So I hope that this video was really helpful, bonitas. Now I want to know what you think. Let me know down below in the comment section what your thoughts are. Are you somebody that loves to carry an oil control product in your purse? Have you tried any of these products? What do you love? What do you hate? Do you have oily skin? Let's go ahead and chat down below. Love interacting contigo, bonitas. So muchas gracias, bonitas. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and also gives you a big thumbs up if you want to see more of these type of videos from me, and I can definitely do that para ti, bonitas. So I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Don't forget to stay safe, stay blessed, and stay beautiful. Y nos vemos pronto. Adios.